Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Sales Unscripted podcast. I am half of your host, Margaret Henney.
I'm the other half of the hosts.
Chop, half of the host.
Cue me. Brian Neal over here.
Put us together, we make one host. Hey, I'm glad you guys are joining us
Did you
back
take a gummy
again.
before you got here?
No. The gummy comes after the podcast.
Oh, is that what it is? That's a never in my book, but I get what you're saying. But
Oh,
anyway, so
dude,
it's a
you're
funny
missing
thing.
out.
It's a good thing. We're Sales Unscripted podcast. Glad you're here.
Yep.
We're here every week. We put our emails out there last time.
Yeah.
A lot of people listen. They're driving around. This is the international sign for driving around. They're walking.
Yes.
But you can remember these. So it's
Margaret@covideo.com.
Margaret, just like it sounds, Margaret. And Brian with a Y, B-R-Y-A-N at blind-zebra.com. Don't forget the dash. Brian at blind-zebra. Put in the subject line, Sales Unscripted. If you want us to talk about something or shout you out or whatever, that'd be fun.
I love topic ideas. Please bring it on.
Have you, so in our topic, we're going to talk about subject lines, little marketing sales. We'll see. We might get
We'll
into
see how it
a little
goes.
bit.
We don't know. It's unscripted.
If you've been around, you're driving. This just happened to me the other day. It's kind of interesting. And you look over and someone's eating. That happens sometimes, right? People
I
are
literally
eating.
ate on the way here.
Wait a minute. You said you had noodles. Margaret,
Sure did.
were you driving with your knee? Don't
No,
lie.
but it was like when you stop and then you noodle, and then you put it down, and then we drive, and then red light noodle.
What exactly? Is it like ramen? Were you eating ramen?
No, we had gone out, and then
it's leftovers.
It was leftovers.
Oh, I hate leftovers.
What?
Do you know this about me? Oh my God.
This is also like crazy. So you're a pilot who hates
can we talk about leftovers for a second?
Please.
Okay. First of all, be honest here.
Yeah.
Now, there's only 2 of you in your house.
Yes,
You
right,
and Derek.
right,
Okay. There's
right.
7 in my house when it's full. Kids are in college, so there's not as many. But still, even with 2 people, my stepdad is a restaurant food hoarder.
Okay.
Like he cannot
You won't throw it out.
leave anything at the restaurant table. We have to get everything to take it back. So then my parents' fridge is full of
Yes.
leftover boxes.
Yes.
What percentage, if you put leftover boxes in the fridge, get eaten versus thrown away? Give me a percentage.
Really good question. I think it's probably
Yours.
60 to 70% of the time at our house
Get
we're
eaten?
eating those leftovers.
Okay, that's pretty good. It's
pretty good.
Okay. I would argue we're down in the 10% range.
Yeah, just don't bring
which is
them
a
home.
big waste of time. And
Don't
I don't
bring
know what
it
they do.
home.
Right. If they throw it away, they throw it away, whatever. But, you know.
Yeah.
So leftover, I just can't.
What's
and so
the
then
deal?
here's the second thing.
Okay.
Is your refrigerator smells like a break room microwave.
That's
It's
true.
awful. You open
yeah.
your fridge and you get noodles and Thai and salmon and bean dip. And I'm like, God, what are we doing in the fridge? It's terrible. I hate leftovers.
I
and
hate wastefulness.
Almost nothing
What?
tastes or textures the same when you warm it up. Noodles is a little bit different,
Noodles are
so I give you that. But any fried food is crap. Now you put it in the air fryer, which
Leftover
is fine.
Indian is delicious.
Oh my!
Delicious.
Not leftover Indian
Yes.
isn't delicious.
Oh my God.
No,
Totally.
Full disclosure: I have tried. People love Indian food. Love Indian food.
I love it.
I've tried. You've tried
it and you don't like it.
1,000 times, and
Well, then it's just
not
not for
just
you.
not
That's
like
okay.
it. I can't. It makes me throw up.
Really?
Curry makes me puke. It just does.
man.
And people, I know I'm missing it. People love Indian food. Love Indian food,
love
and
it,
I
I
just
love it, I love
can't
it.
do it. I tried it in the UK where it's really extra
right.
good in the UK.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I told my clients, I'm like,
Well,
I'm
there
gonna
you
try
go.
again.
That's okay. Well,
Deli
hey,
belly. Did you ever get deli belly?
I did in Morocco. I don't know where you call
See,
that.
that's a Morocco.
That was-
exactly. It's rough, isn't it? So I'm driving down the road and I see this guy eating.
Yeah, yeah. You
And I'm like,
did
what
you
is
take a
that
picture
guy? I
of him?
did. Yeah, I wasn't driving. I was at a stoplight.
Okay, let me see.
What? Here, I'm going to show Margaret the picture. Look what he's eating.
Wait.
I've never seen someone eating this driving.
Wait. What is this?
Look at it. What do you think it is?
Is this a
Is
this a corn cob?
Fucking corn on the cob. Who drives around? Of all things to eat when you're driving,
Wait.
who is scarfing down on a... Like, look how
That is-
clean. See
you
his
guys,
teeth marks?
I want
It's
you to
corn
know
on the cob.
this is a full, not just some corn. This is a full
corn on the cob.
Cob of corn
It's
or
literally
ear of
like,
corn
yeah, and
that
it doesn't
he's
have the
mowing
handle.
on.
So you go to the fair and they actually
Mowing
they
on.
just they strip the little things back and
That's
it's
the
still there
most-
to hold.
that's
It's
the most
weirdest,
Hoosier thing
isn't
I've
it?
heard in a
Driving
while.
around in a minivan Eating corn on the
Wow.
cob. Who eats
This
corn on the
guy
cob while you're
gives,
driving?
0.
Well, here's the other
you know
thing.
what
When you
skis.
eat corn on the cob, it
Yeah.
it gets in your teeth.
Oh, and
Like
his
the
hands
first
are
thing
a
you want-
buttered
Right.
mess.
Or he's eating corn on the cob with no butter, and I'm like, who's doing that, man?
This is,
You know what I mean?
This is
There's
diabolical.
all sorts
I'm
of weird
so glad you
things.
took that picture.
I'm like, what is that guy eating? And just the
Oh
way he
my-
was eating it looked weird.
Yeah.
And now I understand why, because it's corn on the
Because
cob.
it is weird.
And he had a nice little row going there in the
Dude,
picture. Didn't
that
he? Perfect.
is
Isn't that crazy? I've never
wild.
seen anyone eating corn on the cob while they drive.
Did you ever hear of the thing? It's called like missed connections.
No.
It's mostly for people who like had like a
show me this guy.
like a
Or- yes,
spark. You're
yes,
like,
yes, yes.
you were on the subway
Yes,
wearing
find this
such and
person.
such,
Yes.
you know, whatever. I wish there was misconnections.
Oh,
I
then we
wish
go to the
could-
food. Who is
I
this
wish
guy?
we could be
Who's
like,
corn on the cob
you
guy?
were eating corn on the
Yes.
cob in your minivan.
Yes,
if
yes, and
it's
yes.
you, tell
That's- I
us. Write
love
us
that.
an email at margaret@covideo.com.
Who are you? I'm corn on the cob, man.
I'm corn on the cob, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
Missed
Yeah. I'll
connections.
leave now. I'll go ahead and eat. I'll eat a snack along the way. I've got some corn on the cob in the fridge left over from
That guy was
last night.
desperate for food.
Okay, let's do a topic.
Okay, yeah, our topic.
funny.
Okay, we're going to talk about, I know this doesn't sound that fun or exciting or sexy, but email subject lines are actually incredibly important. People ask me this question a lot because obviously
Good.
we do video messaging, video
Yeah.
email, video text. And it's a fair question. They always say, hey, how does video help my open rates for
Yeah.
my emails?
Yeah.
I say, unless you put the word video in the subject line, it doesn't.
Oh, interesting.
Because nobody knows there's a video until you
Oh.
open the email.
Oh, that's
right.
interesting.
So subject lines are very,
Yeah,
very
right.
important. If you're having a really low open rate,
Yeah.
you got a problem with your subject lines. If you're having low response or click-through rates, you got bad content, but good
Yep.
subject lines. So you can kind of figure out where you're going wrong. But first things first, you got to have a good subject line. And I think it is different for sales and for marketing.
Yeah, we need to talk about it. So you threw out some marketing babble there
I did.
that salespeople may not be
Click-through
privy to. So let's
rates,
talk about what those are.
conversion.
So let's talk
Yeah.
about those. Define those for
Right.
us.
So
we know what we're
obviously,
talking
okay. So
about.
you'll see open rates. Obviously, did they open your email?
Yes,
Usually, you
good.
can track those things depending upon what you're using,
Yep.
Gong or SalesLoft or Salesforce, whatever.
Yep.
Click-through rates are anything that they're clicking through on your email, any kind of CTA. So maybe that's
CTA stands for.
oh, sorry,
okay.
call to action.
Typical marketing
Sorry,
person.
I know,
I'm
I'm
going to use all
sorry.
these words
Zudia.
that show that I'm smarter than you. So
I'm sorry. I'm
Excuse me,
sorry.
I'm in marketing. That's why. I'm sorry.
So-
You're in sales. Let me dumb it down for you. Let me simplify.
Well, hey, you wanted me
I
to.
did. Why? Because I don't know,
You
what
big
the fuck
dummy?
you're talking about.
No,
You
sorry,
big
teasing.
dummy. Be a
Teasing
little more direct. Go ahead.
So it means if someone watched the video, if they, clicked on your calendar to set an appointment, if they
Yep.
went to your website from something that you said, those are click-through rates.
Perfect.
And then obviously response rates is anyone who responds to that message.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so some people listening to this will use email as a prospecting tool or as a sales tool.
Yes.
I would imagine most do at some level.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And there's a bleed here between marketing and selling when
Very
I'm
much so.
prospecting. Is that fair?
Very much so.
Where do you stand today? Because a lot of people have taken the traditional, now this is mostly tech. So if you're not a tech
Yes.
seller, but this sales development rep, business development rep,
Yeah.
BDR, SDR role,
Yep.
and put it under marketing.
Yeah, right.
What's your take? Do you have a take on that? Or
I
should
don't
it be under
like
sales?
it. I don't like
You'd rather
it.
be under sales?
I think it should be
Good.
under sales,
Good, good,
mostly
good.
because it's a sales skill.
Yeah.
And a lot of times
Interesting.
someone who's in that role, and they might be they're going to be supported by marketing.
Yeah.
But ultimately, people who are usually on that track too are going a sales direction.
Hmm.
You're not going to be a BDR, or an SDR for, 10 years. You're
Yeah.
building this really great skill of hearing no's, of cold calling, of getting your numbers in, all that
Mm.
sort of thing. And you're going to take those skills eventually to your next level in sales.
Yep.
You're not going to go to marketing. So I think it's important actually that it stays under sales, at least
like
for me. That's how I see it, but still supported by marketing.
That's really smart. I've never thought about the skill and advancement part of it.
Yeah, your career path.
I just thought more of the customer and where it is. That's very good, Margaret. I
you.
didn't think about that.
Thanks.
Because I get asked that question occasionally, not as much. We're not as much in tech anymore, but that's really good. I'm gonna steal that. Thank you.
You got it.
Let's see. So here's the thing. This is where I get hung up with this stuff.
Yeah,
I get hung up with intention.
totally.
So help me with this.
Yeah.
Because part of what you're talking about
Mm-hmm.
is the process of coming up with something that I might label as clever or shticky or
Right.
something to
Right,
get
right.
you to, there's my intent. I don't like how that feels.
I know.
To get you to look at something.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
I know.
It feels
I
like
know.
trickery, and I'm like,
It
"Ugh,
feels
but-
a little
and,"
nasty.
Yeah, it can.
I think the most important thing that you need to keep in mind here is, okay, who is my segment, right?
Okay,
Because you
yeah.
might have different titles, based on who you're talking to, might vary based on
Yes.
what you're selling or, when, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So as long as you are speaking to the things that matter to them,
Yep.
and you know those things and you can provide value for those things.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be some big ass ebook every single time, but you can say, hey, I was thinking about you because I work with a client who is in your same role. We helped them see XYZ results. They did this
Yeah, I
one
like that. I
thing.
like that.
Is that something that might be of interest to you that we can, chat about? Give me
Yeah,
5
that's
minutes
good.
to bend your ear. So you're giving them a social proof. You're
Okay.
speaking to something that's important to them, and you're going to follow through on that and actually provide that value or that consultation. Then that's great. If
Yes.
you have some kind of dumb GIF in your email,
Isn't it a GIF?
well, don't get me started. This is a whole thing at our company.
The GIF GIF?
The GIF
It's a
GIF thing is
isn't it?
huge. I think
I love
technically
GIFs.
it's GIF. I'm sorry. I can't do it. It's GIF.
Do you like GIF peanut butter?
Of course, obviously.
Do you like Peter Pan? Skippy? Skippy's more for the sound.
I gotta
used
go
to sell
Jif.
that.
I gotta go
used to
Jif.
I used to sell Jif. It's full of chemicals.
These facts that you're spitting out about yourself are like, we need to start this list.
You didn't know I used to sell Jif?
No.
I'm Procter & Gamble.
Procter & Gamble. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of my sales. One of my products was Jif.
I did not know that.
So we had to know about the competitors. So we had to know that Skippy is more, a little more oily, a little more down south.
It is.
Peter Pan kind of in between, a little more West Coast.
Any peanut butter I got to stir, I'm not cool with. That's
Seriously?
more like an almond
But you're
butter.
all natural and stuff.
Yeah,
aren't you?
I
You're
know.
like a
I
hippie.
know. I'm not a hippie.
What? That's not a bad thing. Don't get upset.
I am
Why did you
wearing-
get pissed?
I'm wearing Birkenstocks right now, so I don't know. Maybe I am a hippie.
Oh, the day you decided to record and take pictures, I got no makeup on. I got Birkenstocks on. So I'm taking the gummy after the show, but I'm not a hippie.
Uh-oh, you're right. All
What are
signs,
we doing?
all signs point to yes.
And I ate leftover noodles in my 20-year-old car on the way here.
Hey, guess what?
You did not. No way.
The car had its swan song.
No.
Swan. Yep.
Your car died? Are you
it's-
done? You got a new car?
I'm driving Derek's car. We're gonna be a 1-car family for a while.
Oh, I'm not a hippie, but we're double income, no kids. But my husband's an attorney and I'm a vice president of marketing.
He
But we're
rides
just gonna
his-
go 1 car. He rides his bike.
rides
You're
his
both
bike to
hippies, right?
work.
He's from California. Keep going.
Man, this is really.
It's okay.
I'm
It
just
wasn't a bad
digging
thing.
myself a hole.
It's not
know.
a bad thing.
You're right,
It's
you're
not a
right.
bad thing. It
Okay,
isn't.
Wait, what are we talking about right now?
We were talking about
Peanut
subject
butter?
lines. No,
Oh.
because I wanted to know. Here's my next thing.
Okay,
So
thank
you
you.
talked about the call to action, the value thing. Okay,
yeah.
I understand. It's great. Here's where I also have a problem. What?
It sounds like it's not great. You're like, okay, it's
no,
fine.
I'm
it's
trying.
great.
I'm trying to find my way into something
Okay,
that
okay.
I at my core think I disagree with.
Okay.
So salespeople, I think, should not do mass emailing.
Okay.
I think all their emailing should be type and send emailing, not cut and paste and send emailing or use the tool emailing.
Yeah.
Because
but what about
can't-
when volume? What about when volume is like,
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So if I were email, let's say I'm calling on you, and I guess I could put something in the deal that says get unghosted 7 out of 10 times.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's it.
totally.
Or I could say, hey Margaret, Butler Bulldog Hoops fan,
Totally. Yes.
question for you.
Right.
And that's only going to go to you, and maybe if I find someone else from Butler University.
Totally.
But then if I go to the next person, and if I go to Steph Neal to say,
Right.
question about Chrysler Arena Newcastle, were we there at the same time? Question mark or something.
Newcastle.
Did I
Yep.
referee when you were a cheerleader? Question mark.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got to use LinkedIn to find out some things where there's a connection point.
Totally.
And I click. That's just that little bitty. So when I'm teaching this, I would go. You need a customized subject line and a customized opening line.
Yes.
You can do a little more cut and paste in the middle if it reads clean.
Yeah, totally.
But I would not. Every time I cut that, I take it out and I rewrite it for the next one, and I can still bang out 20 of those easily.
Right.
In an
yeah.
hour, 20 a day in an hour. It's 100 a week. and they're customized.
Yes, I agree
Your
with
take.
you to a certain extent. I think it's going to depend what you're selling,
Yep.
what your volume needs to be,
Yep.
right? Because some people are
Yep.
like, hey, they have a smaller audience, they're bigger deals, they're longer sales cycle. For sure, like, why would you not put in the extra effort to go to LinkedIn? It takes hardly any effort at all.
Yeah.
So what I might consider doing, though, is thinking about, depending upon what kind of role you're in, segmenting your audiences, right? Where
Okay,
you've
this is
got
good.
like your big
This is
fish,
good.
your mediums, and
Yeah.
then your smalls. And your smalls are maybe the people that you are sending out more mass emails
Yeah.
to. I know that makes you feel uncomfortable,
No,
but
no, that's good.
we're still adding value, all that sort of thing. And also, let's be real. In those emails, you're not getting people being like, absolutely, let's set up a demo.
Right.
You're building awareness. They're
Yes.
getting comfortable with what you do and your name and the value you provide. But most
That's good.
likely, it's going to be on the phone because you're also calling these people,
Yes.
and referencing the information that you're
Yes.
sending them. That's where the connection is going to happen.
If you ask a kid who's my kid's age
How to
to
get
show
on the
them to
phone?
do the phone,
Not this.
no, they do this.
So
They do this. Like,
No,
show me get on the
just
phone.
like
they
a
don't
hand?
do this. Yeah.
They don't do this?
No. If I said, William,
This.
show me how you answer a phone.
Do you do that?
Oh, you still do that? He's old school.
He's an
My
old
son's
soul.
old school. He's
I
an old
love
soul.
it.
But a lot of them will
Yeah.
do this. Like, do the
I
phone.
know,
Isn't that
that's
funny?
me. I love it.
Okay, I like that answer.
Okay,
so
thank
there's
you.
this segmented, so there's not one fits all sort of deal.
Exactly.
Okay. Can I give you a little gong? You guys gong or no?
Yeah, we're gong.
You're gong. Good. We are too. So
I know.
he's gong.
We love
we
it.
love gong.
We love
love
it.
gong. Gong came out. Stats on everything.
Wait, should we tell people what gong is? Real
Oh, sorry.
quick?
Good point. Yeah, it's a revenue intelligence platform. Revenue intelligence. They sort of created
Now
a
who's
category.
in marketing?
Well, I'm not. No, I'm in repeating what their website says. They're in marketing. See what I did there?
Yeah, good job. Good
Udi.
job. Good job.
Udi's their, he was their CMO. Anyway, that's what they are. So Gong listens to inside sales team sales calls, analyzes them, gives them coaching points, gives them to-dos, gives them recaps. It's unbelievable.
It's so
We are
great.
Power users of Gong.
Yeah.
One of their stats is leaving voicemails.
Oh yeah. What?
It says voicemails, and it's a very low statistics. It's a less than a 1% return on a voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
And then it said, but you should still use them, and here's why.
Oh, okay.
The below
Good.
the fold read on Gong's article was it increases email responses by like a double-digit number.
Wow.
So when you're using this clever email subject line, which is fine, you should couple that with a left voicemail.
I love that.
And what's great about that, now these days, you get numbers for people. It's hard to,
Yeah.
find numbers. And,
I know.
But people do.
Yeah.
Or if you're calling someone's got a switchboard or whatever. Does that even happen anymore? Switchboard. Well, hey, boomer. Hey, switchboard. Yeah.
I know what
Pennsylvania 35000. Hey, hey. Please hold.
Operator connects me, please.
Exactly. Thank you for calling the Procter & Gamble Distributing Company. How may I direct your call? Switchboard. Anyway, it's so funny. You can ask to be put through to people's voicemails,
Yeah.
and you'll get put through.
Yeah,
If
just
I
put me
say,
through
is
my
Margaret
voicemail.
there? No, may I ask who's calling? Oh, this is Brian. Does she know what this call's about? No. I'm sorry. She, click. If I just say, hey, I need to leave Margaret Henney. Are you still Margaret Henney?
I am still Margaret Henney.
Okay, just
yeah.
making sure.
Yeah.
Margaret Henney, a voicemail. Can you punch me through to her voicemail? Usually they can do that.
Yeah, they'll be like, no problem.
It's great.
Boop, boop,
And then
boop,
I
boop.
leave a voicemail. I'm like, hey,
Yep.
Margaret, it's Brian. I sent you an email a little bit ago. Subject line, because I noticed you're Butler basketball fan. So
Yep.
that's what it is. It has to do with response rates for ghosting and using video for that.
Yep.
Quick 10-minute call. Tell you what it is. Show you what it is. See if you want to talk further than that. Here's my right.
Right. Love it.
Gong stats say if you leave the voicemail, the email response goes way, way, way up.
I
And
like
you can look
that.
up the stats.
Okay, that's
Isn't
good
that
to
great?
know.
It's really
I
good to
love
know.
it.
Because when we're talking about making email more effective, which is what you're proposing with these
Subject lines.
subject lines.
Exactly.
How else can we make email more effective for us? And that would be a way to do it. Add a voicemail
Totally.
to that little cadence right in front of it, and just refer. So if you put a subject line in there that says "hee haw fan," are
Yeah.
you too young for hee haw?
No, I know he.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then you leave a voicemail. Okay, I just sent you an email. The subject's kind of goofy. It says "hee haw fan." I'll tell you what I meant when we
Oh,
talk.
I like it. That's
something like
nice.
that. A little
Yeah.
tease,
Okay, cool.
kind of combo. I kind of like that deal.
Yeah. So There's different ways to approach it. I always think, so one of my takeaways that I was going to also share with people is exactly what you'd said before is personalization is the best thing you can do, right? And the more personal, the better, right?
Yes.
So obviously, you can, use their first name and their company, but like even more personal, what can you find out about them? Is there a connector, someone that you can say?
That's good.
That gets it opened.
Great.
Like,
yes, connection from Margaret Henney, to
exactly.
Talk
Talk to Margaret.
To
she said
Neal.
reach out, whatever. And then on the marketing side of things, this is like less, but like I do find statistics actually have like
is that right?
Yeah, just because numbers stand out because you're used to just seeing
words.
letters, whatever. Boop, 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 boop. So if you are, this is me scanning my email.
Oh my god.
So numbers, any kind of stats, that sort of thing, actually just kind of helps jump out and look a little bit different.
What's an example? Like an outcome stat or
like an outcome stat? Like for instance, we were talking to somebody, Lindsay CDJR. They're located out in DC area.
Okay. Yeah.
Helped them out with their appointment show rate. Using video went up by 88%.
Holy shnikes.
Exactly.
88%?
Yeah.
Would it go from like 1 to 2?
No, I know, you're right.
You
would think. It was something like maybe 36 or something like
Jeez,
that. So
Pete's.
36% was increased by 88%.
That's still huge.
But I mean,
huge
a
in that business.
massive increase when that is how that's your bread and butter is getting people to show up, right?
Yes.
So stuff like that can jump out at people and just make you stand out a little bit more. Also, obviously, if you're using video in your emails, put the word video. I don't even do anything special because it's like, how do I work this word in here? I'll just put in parentheses at the beginning video, and I'll be like, my regular subject line, just so they know it's a video in there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Or I put no video included.
And then they're like,
wait,
there's definitely a video.
There's definitely not a video. Definitely not a video. Don't make me video you. Right? Or send you a video is probably a better way to say that. Don't make me video you sounds weird.
It does sound weird.
Okay, that was really good. I learned something there. That was really, really good.
Good. Thanks guys. I hope you use it. Let us know how it works. Send us a message. Email us.
Right?
With a good subject
Brian
line.
at blind-zebra.com. Well, you have to put sales unscripted. What?
Also, if you have an amazing subject line or ones that you guys really love that you use, whether it's you or your marketing team, or you're like, hey, go here for like great personal stats on people, put it in our LinkedIn page. That'd be really cool to share with people.
Oh, I've got one.
What?
Free beer.
Oh, shit, dude. We got to be done.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Next time.